Hi everybody, welcome to EDU 210, Teaching the Dimensions of Literacy. My name is Cindy Dean and I am your instructor for this course. I see some familiar names on my class roster, so welcome back to those of you who have had Dr. Cindy classes before. And those of you who haven't, welcome to this course. This is a brand new course. You are the inaugural group to take this course, so it'll be very interesting to see how my plans proceed. Usually the first offering of a course, I learn a lot and make some adjustments, so I will welcome your feedback along the way. When you go to your Blackboard page for 210, the landing page is announcements. So when you log in, this is the page that you'll come to. And you'll see that I've written here, welcome to 210, and watch for an introductory video, which I'm creating right now and will post here when I finish. So let's look over to the left, to the toolbar. Announcements you already know about. About this course site is just some generic information about the Blackboard site and what each of the tabs are for. And I don't use all of the tabs that are listed here, but it's a good idea to read through here and just see some of the features of Blackboard. Some of your other courses may use some features that I'm not using. This is very important, excuse me, very important about your browser choice, excuse me. Blackboard works best with Firefox. If you're using Safari, you're going to have lots and lots of problems. I know that Macs come loaded with Safari is the default browser, but it's very easy to download Firefox and or Chrome. Chrome will work too, but Firefox works better. It's free, it's easy to do, and there's links here that will get you to there. So if you're not using Firefox, please do. Internet Explorer will definitely not work. It's not even supported anymore. So Firefox, that's what you need to do. And then here are resources for students new to Blackboard or even students that are not so new to Blackboard. Here is some software requirements, and here are some Blackboard practice course, which I recommend any of you newbies to do, just so you can sort of orient yourself to how Blackboard works. Okay, so I'm going to skip the syllabus and I'm going to do this for right now, just so you can see that here is my information. My phone number, where I can be reached, and my office hours. On the syllabus, I give you my cell phone number in case you need that, and we'll talk about when it's appropriate to use my cell phone number. And then down here are learning resources. Sorry, my computer is being very sensitive today. This links you to the library. If you need any support, you're going to won't be doing a whole lot of research in this course, but it's good to know where the library is and how to use it. Technical and Blackboard support. Here's where you can download Firefox and Chrome or QuickTime if you need that. We're not using QuickTime in this class specifically. And then here is the phone number for tech support and the email if you need tech support. And again, it's double linked here for resources and Blackboard help. Okay, so let's go back up to the syllabus. I want to go over the syllabus with you, so I'm going to open that up. It's a Word document. So here again is here's my cell phone number. If you really need to get me and I'm not answering my office phone, I'm not returning emails, then it's fine to use that, but only after 9 in the morning and before 9 at night. And by the way, if you leave a voicemail on my office phone, it automatically sends it to my email and I get it. So I can hear your voicemail on my computer and I can get back to you. I tend to get back within 24 hours, so I'm pretty quick responsively that way. So the course, I'll just read the course description to it. This course provides a conceptual framework for understanding literacy in all its complexity and provides a wide variety of instructional reading and writing strategy lessons to promote complex literacy learning in students. So the way this course will work is that, well, I'll wait. I'm going to get to the course schedule before I do that. So course expectations, this is a web-based course, so you're expected to log into the course website frequently, and that means more than once a week, to view the chapter overview videos, read instructions, and complete homework, forum responses, group activities, and major assignments in a timely fashion. Generally, I would estimate you should spend 9 to 12 hours per week on this course anyway, and as far as that goes, for every course that you're taking, and sometimes even more. People tend to underestimate the time that is needed to do a course well. Course text, you should have that, is Teaching the Dimensions of Literacy. This is what it looks like, and we're going to be using just one text for this class. Internet and technology, of course, you're going to need an internet connection. If you don't have internet, I really don't know why you're taking the course, because you're going to need it. If you're going to plan on traveling to use internet, that's fine. Just make sure that you have access a lot of times, not just a few hours a week, because you're going to need it for a lot more than a few hours a week. You need to have audio and video capacities, all right? So we'll be doing some group work that may require you to have some conversations with your fellow students. You need to be able to view my videos, so make sure that those are enabled on your computer. Academic integrity, I'm not going to go over that. You should all at this time know that plagiarism is not is a crime. Basically, it's an academic crime, and you can be expelled for that. So if you're unclear what academic integrity involves, please look at the UMA student handbook. That gives you quite a bit of information about that. Accommodations for students with disabilities. If you have a disability or feel you need support, you need to contact the Learning Support Services Office or the coordinator of student services at your campus or center to discuss this. I do not give accommodations retroactively, so this needs to be in place prior to beginning your work. Incomplete policy. So incompletes are awarded at my discretion, and they're only granted under unusual circumstances. So if you just decide not to do the work for the course, or have some problem that prohibits you from doing it, and you don't let me know, and you get to the end of the semester and say I need an incomplete, I'm probably going to say no. So there has to be some communication between me and you before we can consider an incomplete. Course goals. So this course is aligned with the main teaching standards. If you've taken EDU courses before, you're familiar with those. If you have not, you will become familiar with them. There are 11 teaching standards. We are going to be using 3 of those, which will be planning for instruction, instruction 2 of them, not 3. I've not written that correctly. I'll need to fix that. But there are 6 learning outcomes, and I've rewritten each standard as professional learning outcomes, that's PLOs, and here they are. So a professional learning outcome is I can work alone and with colleagues to select and create literacy learning experiences that extend literacy among students. You will be working in groups throughout this, this course to work collaboratively with your peers. You will be doing some individual things as well, but the group work is quite a bit a part of this course. I know a wide range of literacy instructional strategies, have access to resources, and can utilize technology tools to plan and deliver literacy instruction to all students. We're going to be covering those things in this course. I value planning with my peers where we take into consideration various viewpoints and ideas. Again, collaboration is key in this course. I know and can use appropriate literacy strategies and can access resources that help me adapt instruction for the needs of students. And we'll be looking a lot at differentiation and modifications, adapting instruction for various diverse learners. I can apply a range of developmentally, culturally, and linguistically appropriate literacy strategies in order to achieve literacy goals. Again, looking at the appropriate developmental, cultural, and linguistic strategies. I am committed to deepening my awareness and understanding of the literacy strength and needs of all my students when planning instruction. So all of these we will be addressing throughout the course. And you can see that the PLOs are aligned with the standards, and I put the designators after that so you can cross-reference them so you can see which is we're doing. Here's the grading scale, and then here are assignments and the weighting. There are 6 homework forum responses that are done individually. There are 6 reflections on the group activities that are done individually. Then there are 6 group activities in which you will be working with your peers. There is an observation requirement and a reflection, and there's a service learning component with a reflection and a final exam. So I will explain the observation and service learning as we proceed. So homework discussion forum responses, you are expected to complete these. They are not optional. Here is a section on expectations for those forums. I want you to read this very carefully. This course will meet on Tuesdays, and all of the discussion forums, all homework will be due the Monday following at midnight. So this course will meet on it's not that we will be meeting on the 18th because it's Martin Luther King Day. So that next Monday is the day that you will begin this course, and all the work will be submitted the following Monday. Excuse me, I messed that up. Let me say that again. We meet on Tuesday this week, and then everything will be due the following Monday by midnight. I'll clear that up. I'm sorry. I'm got ahead of myself. So here are some expectations, and here are some characteristics for good posts. You should submit your post early in the week. Do not leave your reading and these homework assignments till the end of the week. The idea is to have a dynamic discussion throughout the week. Online courses are a little bit different than face-to-face courses, so you have to carve out time to do these sort of things. We can't be together to have this conversation, but in order for the conversation to work, it has to have time for everybody to chime in. And so, start early and then revisit the discussion forums several times during the week to see what your peers have written and to respond to them. They should be thorough and thoughtful. I agree, are good ideas. Well, it's nice to say that to people. It's not adequate. You need to support what you say with examples, experiences, or references. You want to keep your posts to 1 or 2 short paragraphs if possible, but you don't want them so short that there's no substance to them. So my range is around 75 to 150 words. Less than 75 really isn't adequate. Make sure that you're addressing the question, problem, or situation. Doesn't mean that you can't extend the topic, but just don't stray from the topic. And again, dialogue is important, and it's an asynchronous dialogue, but nonetheless a dialogue. And I've had student after student tell me how valuable discussion forums are. They find that it keeps the course from being isolating. It helps them connect to their peers and to understand where we all are in terms of our teaching experience and our aspirations and where we want to go. So again, and the last one should go without saying that your post should be complete and free of grammatical or structural errors. So do proofread. Okay, so group activities. You're going to complete these in your group, and I'm going to provide you with a group discussion forum, which I'll show you in a bit. However, you can choose in your group how you want to communicate. You can communicate through email, video conference. If you live in proximity to one another, you can get together face to face. That's probably not going to happen because I looked at the roster and there's people all over the place. So, but it could happen. So you're going to decide the best modality to use for whatever particular activity is being assigned to you. And I'm going to offer you suggestions for ways to interact for each activity. And there's always one option for asynchronous. So there's no requirement that you have to be in a certain place at a certain time. But I encourage students to look beyond just the asynchronous piece of this if at all possible. So the observation. So you're expected to observe a literacy lesson or event at a school, a library, a daycare, adult learning center, or any place where active literacy instruction takes place. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in a school. I know we might have some aspiring librarians in this course. So a library is great. Daycare, whatever. A veterans home, a senior living facility, but needs to be where active instruction. Okay. So you're going to record what you observe, not video record, but you're going to take notes on what you observe. You're going to summarize those findings, and then you're going to construct a reflection on what you saw and learned regarding the dimensions of literacy. And those 4 dimensions are developmental, linguistic and sign systems, cognitive, and sociocultural. And we're going to talk about each one of those individually throughout the course. So you won't want to do this observation too early because you'll want to have some context for what those 4 dimensions are and how you might look for those in your observation. And then you'll first submit your proposal for observation to me, so then I will approve it, and then you can go forward with it. Now, if you're planning on doing this in a school, you must have your CHRC, which is your criminal history record check. This is the fingerprinting process through the state of Maine. If you're going to become a teacher, this needs to be done anyway. So, and if you're not a teacher and you want to do it in a school, you still have to do this because I cannot allow any student in a school without a criminal check. So you might want to look for other places where criminal checks are not required if you don't want to do the CHRC. If you already have your CHRC done, great. I just need a copy of it. So the proposal is going to be due February 2nd, which is relatively soon, but then the actual completion won't be ready until April 26th. Okay, so you've got time to sort of digest these dimensions and be able to think about what you want to do. And then also requiring a service learning component. You're expected to engage in or initiate's even better, a literacy event of your choosing. So you could volunteer to read at your local library story time. Most local libraries have a story time. You could volunteer to do something at your local school, the daycare, long-term care center, veterans home, or you could volunteer to tutor reading and or writing at UMA's Writing Center here in the Augusta campus, on the Bangor campus, at any of our centers. You could talk with the Vault people, the virtual writing center, to see if you could do something that way. You could tutor again at any of those institutions. I want to see your proposal for your service learning prior to engaging. And again, if you're planning on doing this in a public school or any school, you're going to need your CRCH. So the proposal for this is not due until the 23rd, and the reflection is due May 2nd. All right. So again, the proposals are due relatively early, but then you have time to initiate those and be thoughtful about how you're going to do those. And then there's a final exam for this course that is a reflection, a self-reflection on your achievement of those PLOs that I went over with you, the professional learning outcomes. So those are the assignments that you'll be doing throughout this course. Here is the course outline. It's a thumbnail sketch. You'll always want to refer to Blackboard because this does not give you all the information, but here it is. And you can take a look through this. I'm not going to go through it all. What I will show you is that the way this course will work, this first week, you'll have just an introduction with a homework assignment of defining literacy, and there'll be more on that. I'll go over that when I do the first modules lecture. And then week 2, we jump into the first dimension we're going to look at, which is developmental. And then week 3 and week 3, we look at the linguistic and sign systems of literacy. And then the following weeks 4 and 5, you're going to be engaging in some strategies. So the book is set up with, so you have a chapter on, on the dimension, and then you have a chapter on strategies. And I've broken the strategies chapter into 2 parts. And for each week, I'm going to be assigning those activities to your group, and each group will get a different activity to complete, and you'll be doing it together in your groups. And each time you do a group activity, it'll look a little bit different. So the first 2 in weeks 4 and 5 will be where one person becomes the teacher and facilitates the activity that's being enacted, and we'll talk much more about this. And then week 7 and 8, let's see if I've got this right. Yes. There's a bunch of ways that you're going to be able to complete this, either individually or as a group. As individually, you do them separately, then you come together and share those. But we'll talk about those as we go throughout the semester. You don't need to know them all at this moment, but just know that I'm going to be providing you with lots and lots of possibilities for completing these. I'm not just going to say, here it is, go do it. So there'll be lots of support from me as we go along. Okay. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about the syllabus. And then we can look at the course content, and this is the important tab for you. This is where you find everything. And when I click on here, you'll see that I've only opened up certain weeks. I've left the observation tab open and the service learning project tab open and the final exam tab open, just so it remind you of when those things are due, okay? But, sorry about that. So we're going to look at Introduction to EDU 210 on the first week. And you'll see you have some instructions here. Every week will look like this. There'll be a block of instructions in bold, italicized. Sorry about that. And then you're going to be having a lecture from me that's a little bit more of an in-depth introduction to EDU 210. And then here, I'm asking you to go to the discussion forum and introduce yourself. And if you click on that, that is linked. We'll take you to the discussion forum, and you'll see that I've already introduced myself, and you'll want to introduce yourself. You do that by creating a thread, okay? And you can respond to the different threads. So you can read mine, I can get it open. Okay, and you can read mine, and the font, the font kind of changed there on me formatting. Oh well. And if you want to reply to me, just click reply, and you can reply. But you don't have to reply to me by any means. So let's go back. And again, when you open this up, just click thread, and that will open up a thread, and that's where you introduce yourself. Okay. I'm going to go back to course content into week 1. I'm also going to do an academic lecture on introducing the dimensions of literacy, and this will be posted by Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. That's my deadline. Your class meets on Tuesday, so by 9 o'clock every Tuesday you can expect all the materials to be ready. I often release the materials earlier than that, but at least by 9 o'clock on Tuesday you'll get them. Here's the discussion board that you'll be wanting to do. Notice that you have 3 articles to read, and 1 is a book chapter. So again, make sure you're leaving enough time to do the work here, to get everything done by the following Monday. And then here's your reading assignment, and it's a short one. It's just reading a few pages that I'm going to be going over in my lecture. And then I've given more information on the observation and service learning project in week 1, just to remind you that these need to be on your radar, and you need to be thinking about what those will look like. Okay? Okay, so I think that's about it in terms of sort of the overview. Again, every Tuesday by 9 o'clock, I'll be releasing the next week, and then you will be able to see what you need to do in order to succeed for that particular week. So I'm going to leave it at that, and again, welcome you all to EDU 210. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester, and I will be talking with you soon. Have a great day.